Hi, Annette here. Welcome to the LangShow. It's my show about life with a big side order of fitness. So just to review, we talk about things related to fitness, ALES, not beer. ALES is activity, leisure, and exercise, and the synergy in putting that all together. And then I'd like to give you some fitness tips, and I'd like to give you a exercise from My Favorite Bartender Workout. So the first thing I want to talk about today is potato chips, because online somebody posted an ad where this kid was reaching for some chips, and they were bashing the ad, like, you know, being sarcastic, saying, oh, you know, stay away from the chips, watch out, watch out. And I was like, what's wrong with chips? See, here's my thing. I feel like sometimes we've gone overboard. You know, like in fitness, we've over-cued so much trying to correct things that we went too far the other way, and I'll give you examples on that. But I think the hardest thing is for us to realize, you know, what can you keep control over? So if you're having a hard time with potato chips, then that's something that you can work on. But I don't think it's bad for me to eat a few potato chips, especially if, for example, they're not with the trans fat, you know, and the nasty stuff like that. So that brings to mind something that I would like to offer as a tip. I want to say a shout out to Christine. Christine said she saw my show, Stay at Home Mom. I'm going to give you some exercises. You can follow these and do these at home. Anyway, I developed this technique. I used this technique for myself, and I literally call it arguing with myself or fighting with myself in terms of behavior change. And so I remember being successful using this years ago in college when we would go out partying, and I would come home and I'd be, you know, eating cookies or cake or something, or leftover, you know, food that wasn't the greatest choice, you know. And I remember thinking, you know, I really want to change that. I really want to be better at that. You know, like you go through a long time, you go through those stages of behavior change where you're thinking about it, then you're not thinking about it at all anymore. We'll talk about that more in another show. But what I want to talk about is when you really find yourself thinking that you want to change that behavior, okay? And so here's how it went for me. I would come home at night, I would, you know, turn on the TV or something, you know, and eat cookies and milk or whatever, and I'd wake up the next morning and I'd think, damn, I thought I didn't want to do that anymore. So first off, I just forgot about it totally. Then over time, I would be standing there looking into the fridge going, okay, there was that cool leftover cupcake or half a cupcake that I didn't eat. I can eat it, but wait, I thought I said I didn't want to do that. And that's where you start arguing with yourself in a positive way. I mean, it's positive, but it's not positive right then when you do it. So a scenario, a conversation might sound like this. All right, I said I wanted to be better at not eating that cupcake and not eating crap when I come home at night. All right, well, that's true, but I could start tomorrow. But wait, you know, I know better than that. I know all the health behavior stuff. I already did start, right? I probably started like 500 times already the last 10 years. So it's not really starting tomorrow, but I could continue tomorrow. Okay, well, so do I really care? Okay, but I really want to eat it. Okay, so at least I'm acknowledging it, that I want to eat. So now I can decide, I'm going to be mad at myself, because I have been mad at myself. And you go through this process, and you know what? Several things happen. First of all, it's just so damn funny that you're having this conversation with yourself at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're like, just eat the stupid thing if you want, or don't. And sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. Maybe 1 out of 3 times I'm successful, right? Weeks go by, a month goes by, and one day you wake up in the morning and you say, I didn't do it. I didn't eat that. See, then I think it's really important to acknowledge how you feel. I'm not mad at myself. I don't feel bloated. I don't feel crappy. I'm more motivated to be good today. So you have to acknowledge the good things. So fighting with yourself, arguing with yourself. So, you know, now I do it when I want to have another beer. I don't really want another beer. I have to have another beer. So you just, first it's awareness, right, that you want to change this behavior. Then you literally argue to the absurdity, to the point of absurdity. And then you realize, listen, it's a choice right now, okay? Do we agree? You're not mad at yourself tomorrow if you do this. Okay, y'all agree to that. Okay, great. So that's not worth it either. So I invite you to think about that. Fighting with yourself to try to be better at changing behaviors. Now, regarding activity, lifestyle, or leisure and exercise, I want to give you an update on me. I registered to run in the More Magazine Half Marathon here in New York in April, and I want to come clean. I've changed my mind because I registered for an awesome seminar with Dr. Stuart McGill on that same weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Connecticut. So I'm making a promise to myself that I will run, what is it, a marathon is 26.2, so a half marathon is 13.1 miles within 5 days of that date when the half marathon was going to be. But it was a tough decision, but I really want to take this workshop. So that's an update for you as far as where I am with my exercise and goals. Next segment I'd like to talk about is you might very well be a jerk. And what does that mean? That means that you don't care what somebody else thinks, or you're just short with people and you're just sort of a jerk. And I am guilty of that too. And so I want to give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was teaching a workshop in Florida, and the trainers and I went to Starbucks to get a coffee. And me and my New York, right, sarcasm, listen, you can talk to me, but you got to work at the same time. So, you know, these wonderful people in Florida, they're so friendly. They stop and talk, and they put down the cup, and they talk to you. So it was so hilarious. I'm standing in line, actually getting stressed out for my coffee, right? And so then I see my iced coffee sitting there, but the person doing the drinks is more efficient, trying to get a few done at once. And I'm talking to the trainers, and I'm going, I don't understand it. My drink is right there. I was first. Why don't they give me the drink? And they're goofing on me going, what's the matter with you, Lang? You're freaking standing on line waiting for caffeine and you're getting all agitated. Maybe you don't need the caffeine. So I think I was being a little bit of a jerk. So I go to one of the buildings where I do private personal training, and they're called smart elevators. That means that this one elevator, it will go down to the basement where the gym is, but until it starts moving, even though you press the basement first, if somebody else calls for that elevator in either direction, it'll go that way first, just because there's too many people that need to go to other places, right? So I'm standing there waiting for the elevator. I pressed arrow down to go to the basement, and a woman walks out of her apartment, and you can just see she was not really interested in saying good morning or anything to me. And so I'm standing there, I was first, right? So she comes up and she sort of gets right in front of me and gets into the elevator in front of me and has her finger right by the B and goes, it's okay if I go to the basement first, right? So she was thinking she wanted to press the B before I would go up to my floor. At the same time, these two women snuck in at the last second to catch the elevator, and they were about to reach for their floors, and she goes, no, don't touch it. Oh, so by the way, I said to this lady, I was headed to the basement anyway. Right? So these two women, one of them reaches for floor 10, and this lady's like, no, don't touch it, because it also will go up, and she wanted to go down, right? So then the second lady who sneaks into the elevator didn't hear it or understand, and she pressed the floor going up, so then we had to go up to the other floors. These women get out of the elevator, and this woman looks at me and she goes, I can't believe she did that. I asked her not to, I told her not to press the down arrow. I said, I don't think she understood you. What I should have said was, you just might be a jerk. Do you understand what I'm saying? She didn't care that she snuck in front of me. She didn't care that she would try to bully me so that she could go down to the basement and press down before I wanted to go where she thought I wanted to go. But it was okay for her to do that to somebody else. So, you just might be a jerk. So we'll talk about stuff like that. I wanted to show you this kale salad that I'm working on. I've been experimenting with kale salad, and so I didn't realize how absolutely yummy this was going to be. There's lots of different kinds of kale, and I have to be better at learning about that. But so I got some kale, cut it up really fine, and put a little olive oil and lemon juice, and toss that around, because then that starts getting the leaves a little bit softer, and it breaks down a little bit. And then I mixed in some different kinds of nuts and some garlic and some dried cranberries. And it is absolutely so awesome. Just take containers of that with me to work. And that's a great snack, great part of a meal. So, you know, I'm just trying to be good, right, most of the time. Now, let's talk about the last segment of the show today, My Favorite Bartender Workout. So this is a My Favorite Bartender exercise. Okay, I tried to make some room so I can show you the two parts of the Mary exercise. The Mary exercise is named after my friend Mary. She is a bartender at the Waterfront Ale House, which has huge history in my personal story. But anyway, and you see, as I'm talking, I'm even doing my little step back and the lunges. But Mary is probably one of the nicest and happiest people that I've ever met in my life. So I thought for that reason, I would give her a warm-up or a movement prep type of exercise. And the second part is a plyometric exercise, a jumping exercise, because Mary has lost so much weight lately that she can move much easier behind the bar. So, Mary part 1, you're going to stand with your feet about hip to shoulder width apart, whatever is comfortable for you. And you're going to take one arm and reach it across the opposite side of your body and do a nice big circle. You're going to do that 3 times. So you reach across and try to get some nice rotation. Reach across with the other arm, try to turn as much as you can, and come back in a big circle. Try to get the whole body moving together. This could be a way to warm up. If you have not been exercising so much lately, it could be a pretty good workout for you. So now, I'm going to start with my right leg. You can start with your left leg. You step forward, let both knees bend, and reach your whole body across to the same side as the leg that's coming forward. I'm doing right leg, moving to the right. Now, switching sides. Stepping forward, let both knees bend a little bit, both arms, your whole upper body, rotating to that side. Now I'm going to do a side lunge, where I'm going to step to the side, my one knee bends, I'm going to reach out, and again, come up and rotate. If you do 8 to 10 repetitions of each of these directions, you'll have a nice little warm-up. If you are more advanced, you can take weights and actually make that more of an exercise. You do that without stopping and you'll get your heart rate going. Now, Mary part 2 is a plyometric exercise. So, you can either jump on your toes as if you were jumping rope. I'm doing it in bare feet, which is good for the feet. Talk about that another episode. So what I want you to do is hands on your hips, wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. Ready? On your toes. 10. Ready? Here we go. Wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. One more. Jumping on your toes. Move back and forth because you can move so well behind the bar because you're so lean now. That's 2 parts to the Mary exercise. So, to summarize today, we talked about arguing with yourself to try to change behaviors. Remember, it's acknowledging that you want to change a behavior. It's communicating to yourself right before you're going to do the behavior, making it absurd. So absurd that that doesn't even make any sense anymore. And you'll find if you do this over time that the proportion of the times that you're successful will increase. The next thing we talked about was kale salad. So experimenting with simple, easy things that you can do, carry around with you and eat better, excuse me. And then I also wanted to give you 2 exercises for my favorite bartender workout, and it's called the Mary. It's in 2 parts. Take care and I'll see you soon.